Love During Lockup, episodes 65, 66. We're going to talk about Hayley and Dalton. Run, Hayley, run. Hello, everybody. Hello. All dressed up. Look at y'all. Look at y'all. I got the makeup on. Got everything on for y'all. Look at that. Did that for y'all. Anyway, this is the infamous Kiki. We're doing Love During Lockup. We're going to talk about Hayley and Dalton. We're going to recap what happened in episode 65 and 66. If you have not watched the episodes, please go watch the episodes and come back here. Check the description box where I'll give you links to, explore other options, like when we're talking about these stories and gossip and stuff like that. And then also give you links to my 3 Etsy shops where you get 20% off. And just for you, my wonderful viewers. And like, share, subscribe, comment below. It helps the algorithm. And it helps my videos get out across in these YouTube streets. Okay. So we're going to talk about Hayley and Dalton. Okay, so last week on episode 65, I can't talk today, blah, blah, blah. In episode 65, Hayley was talking to her lawyer / daddy. I don't know. But anyway, her lawyer is doing the most. But her lawyer went out and found information about Dalton, okay? And Hayley, if you don't know, if you missed it, she got into a really bad car wreck and got into a bad accident. And she had a settlement for $80,000. So she has a lawyer, I guess, that has the money in escrow. I don't know, but maybe he's the one that helped her with her case, whatever. But this lawyer is a real nice man. And he found some information on Dalton. And Hayley had sent Dalton like $550. Well, it turns out that Dalton has a ex that has some legal costs that was like $500. And so the theory is that Dalton is sending money to his ex-girlfriend to help her out. That the money that Hayley is sending to Dalton is turning around and sending it to some ex-girlfriend that's locked up in the pokey as well. So that was shocking. I was like, oh my God. It was shocking, but not shocking. Okay. So Hayley is decided, she already met Dalton's dad. So she decides to go see Dalton's mom and ask her what's going on, and maybe she has more information. So she goes sees Dalton. She roll up at Dalton's mama's house, and Dalton's mama got a nice house. Like, yeah, Dalton's daddy and mama have nice house, so they come from money. I mean, they have some kind of money. They, as to what happened to Dalton, I mean, as a parent, I could say you can only do so much. Sometimes your kid just get to hanging around people and doing things that you don't want them to do, no matter how good you raise them. And they have a mind of their own, and they get into things that they're supposed to not get in, and then there's nothing really you can do. So, I ain't trying to shade them for that. But I do have to say, Dalton's parents are a bit odd. Like the daddy, he was a bit odd, and then it came out that people did digging in his background, and he had some domestic violence charges and issues like not that long ago. And then the way he kind of acted with Hayley was a bit weird. Go back and rewatch that episode. It was a bit, and then so when Hayley goes to talk to the mom, and the mom, she's stylish, she classy. Mama Dalton is classy. She a nice put together looking woman. But then when she started talking, I'm like, I'm like, does she normally talk like that? Is she nervous for the camera? Because she's like, yes, and this happened and that happened. I'm like, lady, are you on Xanax? Like, I'm not trying to be funny, y'all, but I was like, did she take a Xanny? Like, the way she talked was just, I don't know, there's some weird there. There's some weird there. Like I said, I don't know these people, I don't throw shade, but there was just the way she was talking, and and Dalton, he has some issues, and I don't know. I'm like, woo, I'm like, honey, what did you have, some wine and a Xanny? Or some, what do you call it, was Ambien or what? I didn't know what was going on. I mean, but their family kind of reminds me of, I don't know, American Horror Story maybe? So, I don't know. But what she was saying was real information, despite the creepy, weird way she was talking. But the way she was saying that Hayley was true, was real talk. Like she was telling Hayley basically like, you know, Hayley over there crying, and I spent money that I took away from my son and gave it to him. I mean, she didn't gave this man like $12,000, and then the mom was just sitting there like, well, girl, you didn't have to give him the money, like, you know, like pretty much she was like, you should have spent the money on your child, but no. And then Hayley's like, well, nobody was supporting him, honey. If his own family is not supporting him in jail, that tells you a lot. Then they have had enough of his madness, and they know how he is, and they probably like, you need to serve your time, and we'll see you when you get out, you know. Or they probably know that he's talking to a whole bunch of girls, and the mom was sitting there kind of like throwing her hints, like telling her, you know, yeah, Dalton's talked to these ex-girlfriends, and he always got all these women around him. Like, she trying to throw you hints without throwing her son under the bus. Hayley, girl, come on, Cruella, I need you to get it together. Girl, I need you to get it together. Like, you can't be this dingy. Like, the mom is like trying to tell you in a roundabout way that my son ain't ish, and he not. And then even the mom was telling, you know, when they do like the little interview, the mom was telling, you know, WETV, like, I don't know why these chicks always like fall for my son. You know, I'm paraphrasing, but that's what she was saying. Like, I don't know how he gets these girls, where these girls come from. Dalton's always done this. Okay, if the mama is telling you this, then you understand that, like, Dalton is not right. Dalton ain't right. Like, I mean, and then the fact that he was over the top jealous with her. I mean, is that projection? Like, it's because he knows he's out here talking to all these women? He's really overly jealous. And then, yes, there's a chance that he's probably talking to other women and getting money from other women. Let me tell you, I didn't clock Dalton. Let me tell you. I've clocked him. I didn't figure this out. I may be wrong, I may be right, but I didn't clock Dalton. And here's my opinion about Dalton. I think Dalton is one of these dudes that he fell in love with some girl, and maybe the ex-girlfriend he's sending money to, it may be another girl out there. But I think Dalton fell really hard for some chick when he was younger, maybe in high school, maybe before he got locked up for show. He fell in love with this girl. This girl wasn't really studying him, if you don't know what I mean. If you don't know what studying mean, she wasn't really paying attention to him. She wasn't into him as much as he was into her. He may have did a whole bunch of stuff and got into a whole bunch of stuff because he was chasing behind this chick. She may have, in turn, been in love with somebody else. But he fell in love with this girl, and this girl is just kind of like, okay, whatever. And she may have done him dirty or whatever. And then after then, he's still in love with this chick. And maybe she in trouble. Maybe she in prison. Maybe she's a hot mess. Maybe she's an addict. All of the above. Who knows? But Dalton, to me, seems like a person that's in love with somebody else. But then he gets with all these other girls and uses all these other girls. He don't really have no feeling for them. He still got baggage probably from the previous relationships. And, you know, he do his own thing and look out for himself. But I really think that there is some chick out there that he's really cutting for that did not fall in line like the other girls. And I believe, yes, like his mom said, Dalton picks a certain type. The dad said that too. And there's a certain type of girl out there that he picks. And whatever that type is naive, impressionable. He over there telling Hayley that she's the love of his life and all this. Okay, like I said, to me, Dalton is on some real like slick talk stuff. And Hayley just needs to run. I mean, girl, you just need to run, girl. Just run, girl. Just get out this situation, because first of all, you don't put no man in front of your kids. Like, you just don't. Like, why would you put him? I wouldn't put no man ahead of my children. My children eat first. My children will have a bank account first. I'm not breaking no bread and giving no money to no man. I ain't said this before. For what? Especially no man that's in prison. Especially no man that's in prison. Like, you crazy to think I'd rather be by myself. I'd rather be alone for the rest of my life, knowing that I didn't drop 12 G's on somebody and this person ain't just basically using me, and God knows where the money went. And then they even show interviews of WeTV did them, and they was asking him, well, where'd you do with the money? And he was like, no comment, I can't really speak on that, or something to that effect. Boy, really? Like, I hope in the end that Hayley and Dalton are not together. I know there's a new season of Life After Lockup that's coming out, and the only people that's gonna be in it, spoiler alert, sorry, but the only people that's gonna be in it is Indy and Harry. So apparently all the rest of these couples did not make it, or did not make it on the next season of the show, or they're not out of prison yet or something. So I don't know what's going on with that, but poor Hayley, I just feel bad for her because she's looking for somebody to love her, and I know her baby daddy cheated on her with her best friend, and I'm sure that was emotional and damaging for her, to be betrayed like that, to be with somebody and have a child with somebody, and then they totally like sleep with your best friends in your own bed. Like, so she is just looking for love, and I think that she really need to concentrate on herself and her son, try again, but getting in these damaging relationships is not going to help her. So that's my wrap up of Hayley and Dalton. If you agree or disagree or whatever, want to comment, please throw me a like. Like I said, it helps the algorithm. It helps your girl out. It helps people to see my channel. I didn't put makeup on for y'all. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I hate putting on makeup, but I do it for y'all. But that's about it. Until the next episode, check out my other videos. They should pop up here or up here somewhere. But, and definitely subscribe, because I do Love During Lockup every week. So y'all have a good day.